Hello, this is Tim Law with Planet Forward Coaching and Self-Reliance You. Always remember your dreams, your goals, your career are all essential. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve. A big thank you for well over 300 people that have subscribed to this channel, Planet Forward Coaching. If you haven't already, please do so. I'm very, very happy to have a young lady here that I've known really since middle school at Northeastern. I remember seeing her in the gym class there, doing the timer back and forth across the courts there, as far as the fitness testing and everything that the coaches were doing. And this young lady's always had a great motor as far as her drive, ambition, and everything. So I'm really, really happy to have Trinity Schraudner, Northeastern track and cross country excellence lady here. So Trinity, go ahead and share your story, please.
Thank you, Coach Law. Hi, everyone. I'm Trinity Schraudner. I'm a senior here at Northeastern High School. So for my story, it actually kind of started off with playing soccer. So I was one of the kids that kind of invested in NISA. So I kind of started off doing that with my friends. So kind of more of like soccer's kind of more of like a social sport to me. So I really focused on that. But when I went into intermediate, I actually decided to go for Bobcats on the Run. So it's kind of like an organization together to kind of raise money. Usually just run 5Ks. We had so many volunteers. So from that, I was top girl. Like with that, like I always would try to rank up medals and trophies to with the miles and stuff. So from that, it kind of sparked me into running. So from there, I went into middle school and I had my friends with me as well that did middle school cross country. So middle school cross country was only 2 miles instead of the 3.1. But with that, I was the top girl through middle school cross country for the 7th and 8th grade year. But from there, I actually really, really picked up the love for running. So Maddie Warrender, she's an alumni from Northeastern. She actually was such a big role model to me. She actually like made me really invest in going to running at the colleague level. So she is at United States Naval Academy. But yeah, so ninth grade, freshman coming in, I did cross country and soccer. Actually, I'm a dual sport athlete for the past 4 years. My entire high school career, I did soccer and cross country in the fall, and so did Maddie. So from there, actually was like her shadow the entire freshman year and her entire senior year. So with that, I would go from, let's say, like school from like 7:30 in the morning to 2:30, and then from there I would go to cross country practice. Then from cross country practice, I would go to soccer practice. And I would come home, I would study, I would do whatever I had to do, or I would go to bed. And so even some days, like I go straight from cross country meets. So I would run 3.1, do whatever workout I had to do, and actually would go to a varsity soccer game. So those were such long days for me, but it actually showed me how much importance time management was. So it really made a difference towards it. But soccer at the time, like it still was such a social sport. I just didn't see it I didn't want to do it in college. But for running, I did. So that's kind of like my story. And now I committed to a D1 school for running. So yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, and where are you going to be going, Trinity?
I'm actually going down south. I really wanted to go down south the entire recruiting process. I looked for so many colleges down south. So I'm actually going to Alabama. I'm going to Jacksonville, Alabama. The college is called Jacksonville State University. It's a D1 school. So I committed there for both cross country and track.
That's fantastic. And what are your main distances that you do as far as track is concerned, Trinity?
Yeah, so for track, my main event that I like to do is the 800.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm usually whatever my coach wants me to do, I do. I can do the 400. actually this year I did like 100-meter time trials. So I did that, but I'm usually more the 800, and then I can do the 16, which is a mile.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't really go above a mile from that. I can't run. I don't really want to run around the track like 12 times. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely a challenge. Well, it looks like your parents have had to kind of reinforce the wall. I'm looking at the wall behind you with all the hardware you got up there, and obviously they've got to reinforce that with additional things because of all the weight with the metals that you have up there. And obviously there's a number of them, and it's fantastic as far as your dedication is concerned. You were Matt talking about Maddie Warrender there as a role model. Obviously, a wonderful young lady, got to know her reasonably well, Naval Academy. And if you have a connection with her, I would love to, do an interview with her if possible, because
yeah.
she really was a remarkable young lady out of the Bobcat Nation. So, that would be great. So who would you say, besides Maddie, who are some of the main other role models, Trinity, that you've had, kind of coming up through?
Yeah, so definitely one of the most role models for me is definitely my parents. So they've been through the recruiting process, and it's been hard, recruiting process with this COVID year. Since my junior year, I didn't have a junior track season. So with that, usually a lot of scouts, they come out towards juniors. They want to scout them, and they look at what like the stats are, what you're running, and then they look you more into the senior year and your progress and stuff. So it kind of was hard. It was difficult not having a junior track season, because that was kind of was what I was looking forward to, like actually coaches coming to see me
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And I had a really good soft junior winter season,
Mhm.
so indoor season. Yes, that was right before COVID hit, around like March. We went to indoor states. I went to indoor states for the 4x and the DMR, and we actually medaled for indoor states at the DMR. So yeah, that was really nice. But I think just with that, my parents really encouraged me throughout the recruiting process. Like I said, it was just hard, and a lot of schools, like, they just couldn't, especially with D1, with them, they just couldn't see the actual athletes. So I
Mhm.
couldn't see my actual school until like this June due to COVID. So it was hard, but my parents definitely helped me through it, and so did my coaches, Coach Pete LoBianco and Coach Cauller.
Mhm.
They've been there for me since actually just freshman year, just helping me and just encouraging me and supporting me. So yeah, they've been there throughout. They're the best. So
Yeah, no, you've got a couple excellent coaches there for sure. And I actually did an interview a couple weeks ago with Coach Collar, and his dedication and Coach Lobianco's dedication is really, really impressive. Tell us a little bit about Trinity, about this incredible relay team that you have and the people that are on it. You guys are, I think it was your own school record that you broke, if I'm not mistaken. So tell us a little bit about those individuals, and the distance, the record, and everything like that, as far as the time was concerned.
yeah, so it honestly has been a blessing running with my teammates. They are amazing, every single one of them. This past cross country season, actually, every single one of them, we actually made it. Um, we made history do it. So we were undefeated for the league title. We did that actually 2 years in a row.
Mhm.
So that was history for that. And then we actually won counties this past year, and we went to districts, and it was the first time that ever Northeastern girls cross country team actually won a district title out of AAA. So
Mhm.
AAA is very strict, and definitely with COVID, it was a lot more strict. So it definitely was such a huge accomplishment. It was a great feeling. So with that, and then we went to states in Hershey, and we got fourth through the state race. So it was great. But yeah, um, my relay team, I'm with Margaret Carroll and Marissa Prichett and Bella. So they are great. Margaret's going to Villanova,
Mhm.
so yeah, she committed there. But I love every single one of them. We did break the school record. It was our school record. It was around like 9:38. We got 9:37. So definitely for this season, we're definitely looking forward to breaking it even more. because we're third in the district right now. So we're hoping to even rank down the time more and hopefully making it to states.
Well, and when you're referring to that time, 9:37, 9:38, you're talking about the 4x800, right? Because
Yeah.
again, I know you know this stuff backwards and forwards. We're just trying to, we're gonna a number of people that'll be viewing this, and just wanted to let them know, that that's a phenomenal time for that distance, without a doubt, for sure. Um, Trinity, what would you say some of the main life lessons you've learned from, being the student athlete to the level that you are, that have you've learned going along the way here?
Yeah, so definitely, like I said, through COVID, even if there wasn't a pandemic, I think the most important thing to do as a student athlete, if you want to go to the college level, is to start the recruiting process early.
Mhm.
I think it's better that way. I started early. I looked at colleges I wanted down south, like my junior track season, and I invested in going to campus visits the summer of before my senior year. Even before that, I actually went to go see campus visits during my entire junior year. And I ranked every single one. I made sure they had my major because academics, they're more important than, athletics. So I made sure all my colleges had what I wanted to do. So I wanted to go for an elementary education degree. So I was looking for that. So I think that's such an important thing if you want to go to the college level. It's such a great feeling because then you can kind of go into the summer and you can know that you can see if your coach is invested in you. And with that, you can commit
Mhm.
before even your sports even start. So I think that's such an important lesson. I think a lot of people don't realize it until, they start their sports and then they're just not ready or they're just not prepared. And then they get to like the end of their senior year and they're not able to participate in the sport that they want to do in college.
Sure, sure. No, that makes total sense. The one of the things that I really get excited about, in the Bobcat Nation, and knowing a lot of you young people, is it's so exciting to see so many of you that have what I would kind of refer to as that forward glide, where you want to, you're getting out of your comfort zone, you're pushing yourselves, you're trying to be the best you can, and it's very, very refreshing to see people, such as yourself and a lot of the other student athletes that I know there, and not only that, but the people that are involved with it, with the school plays, the sports band, music, extracurricular things, just getting involved. What other things, Trinity, have you been involved with at school, besides the cross country and track? Not that that hasn't kept you busy enough, and the soccer, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so I am in some clubs with COVID this year. We actually haven't been able to meet at all, but I'm definitely part of clubs like the National Spanish Amateur Society. I was in Rho Kappa that's the Social Studies Society, and then Varsity Club is a bunch of student athletes in that club. I was the treasurer for that, and I was in Friends of Rachel Club, and then I was class president my sophomore year, and I'm class secretary for the class of 2021 this year. So yeah, that's some of the things I was
Yeah.
involved in.
Well, certainly keeping you very, very busy. Any last thoughts as far as advice you would give to some up and coming student athletes, or anybody just trying to make the most of their high school career, Trinity?
Yeah, so I think even like I said with dual sporting, I think it's just, it's good to try out different sports. It's good, even if I was kept busy, if I was like, distracted with just playing sports, I think it's such a good what Northeastern has as a sport community. It's honestly the best supporting group possible, especially with just when you get recognized doing what you do. It's a
Mhm.
great feeling. So it definitely is beneficial to you. But I think no matter what, like, I think it's just an important thing to think about.
Sure, sure. Well, I always on a number of these that I've done, we try to give a big shout out to the administration and everything. Dr. Seidel, Dr. Payne,
Yeah.
among Mr. Izzy, Mr. Gay, etc. But I'll tell you, Coach Stevens, Brian Stevens, does a phenomenal job. Juggling the whole schedule, and he is there's no bigger supporter of sports than Coach Stevens, and he's definitely done a great job. And again, you gave a shout out as far as some of your coaches are concerned. and they're very well deserved. So we're certainly wishing you the very best. Any last second thoughts, Trinity, that you have before we kind of wrap it up here?
No.
No? Okay. Well, again, make sure that wall stays reinforced with all that hardware you got up on it, okay? And if you could hang for just a minute after we get done, that would be great, okay? And you were fantastic. Thank you so very, very much. And hopefully we'll be getting your brother on there for our next one too.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, Trinity. Appreciate you.